Hello. Oh, I guess, okay. Hi. Once again, clueless. Um, oh, good. It did give me the title that I asked for. I still don't know what I'm doing here, and that's fine. I don't need to know what I'm doing here. Um, hello. Welcome to my life. I am Sarah Peasley, hand knitter, and I did not come to you live last week because Memorial Day. Memorial Day. And I figured you should be maybe doing something more important than listening to me jabber away. So I just did whatever um, I would normally do. Although I would normally sit here and jabber away. So anyway, back on track today. So as usual, I didn't write down a plan to talk to you about today. So we'll see where it goes. Um, I have stuff that's happening. Hi, Fran. Jabber on. Yep. See, I figure it's okay. So that's what I'm going to do. I have stuff going on. I had not yet. I forget what I've been talking to you guys about. Jabber, jabber, jabber. But all kinds of stuff is going on this coming weekend. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So long weekend. I'm teaching at what's this month? June's Stitches Expo at home, online, on Zoom. And I hadn't told you about that yet, I don't think. Or maybe I just mentioned it in passing because I've had so many things to tell you about. But I'm going to be teaching at the Stitches event. There's probably a meeting Thursday for people who are attending, a Meet the Teachers kind of meeting, or meet and greet, not necessarily meet the teachers. And then I'm teaching, looks like 3 classes on Friday, June 11th, one on the next day, which would be Saturday, and one on Sunday. So Friday will be my busy day. And the classes that I'm teaching, ready? My top-down set-in sleeve class, which is called Seamless Set-in Sleeves, from Custom Fit Armhole to Flawless Sleeve Cap. That is the third, I think that's the third title that class has had. Originally, I called it a well-executed sleeve cap, because somebody else already had one called the Perfect Sleeve. Gene Frost already had one called the Perfect Sleeve. So I called it a well-executed sleeve cap, and I never liked that. Plus, it's not really about the sleeve cap. It's about the armhole and then the sleeve cap that grows out of the armhole with short rows, by the way, from the top down, no sewing. And so at some point, I asked for permission. I didn't ask for permission. I said, can I just rename it to, I don't know, No Sew Set-in Sleeves? And the answer was yes. So then it was called No Sew Set-in Sleeves. And now in Zoom land, it seems to be called, because I'm sure I wrote it down on my proposal, Seamless Set-in Sleeves, from custom fit armhole to flawless sleeve cap, which is exactly what it is. So that's the best name of the 3 that it's had. And I'm going to be teaching that. I feel like I have a little sweater on my tooth. My friend Karen Stubbins once said something about waking up the next morning after drinking and all your teeth are wearing all these little sweaters. This is not drinking, that kind of thing, but a little sweater on my tooth. So, is it? Check me. Yeah, nope. I'm okay. Yep. 10 o'clock on Friday, which is Central Time. Whoops. So therefore, 11 o'clock Eastern Time, which is where I live. And it's a 2-part class, and the second part will be the next day, Saturday, June 12th at 11. 10 Central, 11 Eastern. So 10 Central both days, Friday and Saturday, 11 Central, no, 11 Eastern both days, Friday and Saturday, and you can figure out your own time zones other than that. So that's the first thing I'm teaching, and then 2 exciting classes on the rest of Friday at 1 o'clock Central, so 2 o'clock, I'm getting the hang of this, wherever I am, measuring stitch and row gauge accurately. So, you know, how to measure your stitch and row gauge accurately. So there'll be measuring, and there'll be gauges, stitch gauge, sorry, swatches, that's what they're called. Oh my gosh. There'll be stitch gauges. What are those called? Those things? There'll be gauge swatches, and then we'll be measuring them, and there'll be at least 2 different stitch patterns, preferably 3, depending. I think I have an optional piece of homework for you, and then I will talk about other things that have to do with measuring your gauge swatches. So this is a class on but measuring accurately your stitches and rows per inch in different stitch patterns, so that you can be sure you're measuring correctly. And the next one, the last one, the third one, not the last one, the third one on Friday is from 4 to 6, which is from 5 to 7 Eastern, 4 to 6 Central. And that's another swatching class. It's not just stitches and rows per inch in the whole swatching world. We're going to swatch for the right fabric. So I'm going to be talking about fiber content and the way yarn's constructed, and another thing that sounded really exciting a second ago when I thought of it, pairing things to the project, drape. Yep, no, it was a great idea. I was going to say swatching, finding the right fabric. Yep, so separate from stitch and row gauge, but they work together. Finding the right fabric. What was I going to say? Yarn types, yarn construction, fiber types. Oh, yarn substitution. That was the other one. So you'll be able to, like, I want to make a garment. I want to make this pattern, but the yarn's discontinued, or can I use this from my stash? And so we can talk about stuff like that. Hi, Brian. Nice to see you. Yeah. And then that's Friday. And then Saturday morning. Oh, Saturday morning. Oh, and then I have another class Saturday. Oh my gosh, I'm so organized right now. It's just pathetic. And then, so part 2 of setting sleeves, Saturday morning, and then Saturday afternoon, 1 to 3 Central. Oh, this is another 2-parter. Holy cow, how many classes am I teaching? You'd think I'd know that it's a 2-parter. Hi, Ellen, how are you? Nice to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. I'm still remembering our dinner at wherever that was. That was really good. Thank you for that. Pickup lines. This is new to Stitches. This one I've taught through Zoom from right there, from the Zoom studio, the standing Zoom studio, the teaching studio. And it went well, but I had so much to talk about, and my students did really well, but I could have used another 57 hours, so, which not really that many, but so I asked for 2 sessions, so we're getting 4 hours of picking up stitches. So that's 1 to 3 on Saturday and Sunday Central Time, 2 to 4 on Saturday and Sunday Eastern Time. And then, phew, is that right? Yeah, and then 4 to 6 Central, I don't know, 5 to 7 Eastern, tying up loose ends, which is my weaving and ends class. Someone once said to me, and it used to be a 3-hour class, now it's a 2-hour class because Zoom. People like 2 hours for Zoom. And someone once said to me, actually 2 people, we were sitting eating between classes. They're teachers. I will not name names. We were sitting between classes eating lunch, and they said, 3 hours on weaving and ends? What the hell are you going to tell them? So I taught for 3 hours on weaving and ends. I teach that one quite a bit. So there's some homework, like more homework for that one. Well, I don't know. There's homework for that because we need to have something to weave ends into. Unless you just want me to talk with my hands, and then you'll know how to weave an ends, which won't work well. That won't go well. Pick up lines, we have to have something from which to pick up. So there's 3 swatches in that one at minimum. Set in sleeve class, there's 2 swatches because we need to have the start of an armhole. And then measuring stitch and row gauge and swatching. Oh, measuring stitch and row gauge, there are 2 swatches with an optional 3rd. And guess what? Swatching, finding the right fabric, no homework. I don't think there's any homework. I could be wrong, but I don't think there's any homework. Whew, so yeah. And I will put, I'm just going to put that, .com probably. I'll put that in the chat. Stitches events is where it is, and it's the May one. June. It's the June one. I already did the May one. I don't know what month it is. And I'll tell you something exciting that happened this week. Um, I still don't know how, like, I know how in-person Stitches events go, and I know how in-person Stitches Camp Stitches go. And I've been teaching at the Stitches Expo at home and the Stitches at home, which one of them's one weekend and one of them's 2 weekends, right? So, and the 2 weekend is basically one class with one instructor, although people are taking more than one class. And the Stitches Expo at home is you take a bunch of classes from a bunch of different teachers or whatever you want, but it's more like the in-person Stitches events. And I don't know, because I've been teaching, what else happens. I think there's a market in both kinds of Stitches events, and I think that, and I know that there are presentations in both kinds. So everything that's taped, and my classes are taped, by the way, in case that helps. Everything that's taped you can watch for a week after the end of the show, which is nice. And so last month, which was May, after teaching my from start to finish class, each night just about every night of the week following the event, each night I would sit and knit and watch one of the special presentations. So that was fun because I felt like I was going to Stitches, and I saw people I knew, and some of you were, so I didn't see them live, but I saw them on MemberX or whatever. So it's kind of cool to watch the presentations. For example, Pepper Corey gave a tour of her quilt studio, and Ann Weaver did something on darning, which is really cool. And so the cool thing that happened this week, or maybe it was last week, this is Monday, so it was late last week, is that I'm now going to be doing one of those presentations on Saturday. Saturday, maybe Sunday. I don't even know. I think it's Saturday. I don't think it's Friday. Yeah, so I'm going to do a presentation. I was asked to do one, and I was asked to do one on, I don't think this is a bad thing to say, I was I was asked to do one on Elaine Rowley is kind of and justifiably, what's the word? Fascinated or interested in the connection between me working at a yarn shop and helping customers and me teaching people, and how those relate to each other. So that was her idea, was the connection between working at a yarn shop and helping customers and teaching classes and helping students. And that's something I've been working on in my head recently, that it is all tied together. All my things are tied together, which I think I told you, I've maybe talked about before, who knows. I've talked about somebody somewhere. So I've just sort of been kind of figuring out what I want to be when I grow up finally, and it's somebody who helps people to become more confident and more successful and more empowered. So anywho, I'm going to go away. Not really going to go away. You're going to go away, and I'm going to read to you. You'd think I would have had this already open. I'm going to read to you. Here we go. Here's the title of the presentation that I'm going to be giving on. I'll tell you when I'm going to be giving the presentation. So I have it on my calendar. Oh, look, I'm supposed to be doing Facebook Live right now, according to my calendar. Okay, too far. Is it Saturday? It is Saturday at 5:30 Eastern, I think. I wrote down 5:30, so I think that's 5:30 Eastern. Okay, back to this. So 5:30 Eastern on Saturday. So if you're attending the event, and I'm not sure what that means, if you're taking a class, I think you can attend. I don't know if you can attend and go to market. Probably, yes, I'm sure you can. So if you're attending the event in some way, you get to go to the special presentations. And so this one is called, ready? Finally, Sarah. This one's called Finding Connection, Stitching Together a Life in the Fiber Industry. So it's bigger than just the yarn shop and the teaching. And here's the description that Elaine wrote, and I tweaked a tiny bit. Ready? This is supposedly what I'm going to talk about. It says, teacher, designer, tech editor, and shop girl. Sarah wears several hats and also several socks, beginning with the Christmas stocking her mother knit when she was born. Sarah traces her life in our world of fiber to connections formed by becoming a knitter, finding a community, learning and teaching, building and growing a business, and adapting to changing times. It all comes together in her ultimate goal, a stress-free, error-free journey to a beautiful, finished, handmade project for all who knit or crochet. What's on her needles today? A very familiar looking stocking. Elaine was very humorous. Oops, save. Okay, and now come back to the Facebook. Hi, there you are. So great title. Thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, I was proud of that one. And then I had to like make all the stuff I wanted to say fit. So, and I gave a presentation on this a number of years ago to the Knitters Guild in town. And I was just like all over the place because it's all really interconnected, which is the whole point. And so this time I'm trying to be a little more focused, but it's still all over the place. But I've broken it into, thanks. I've broken it into, my notes are over there. The different areas of connection that I'm breaking it into are family connection, so the beginning, the origins of Sarah Peaslee Hand Knitter. Local connection, so discovering that there were other knitters here. Not here, but here in the world, in my world, in my local world. The work connections that I've made, which are extensive, and or that have been made for me. That's the whole point of connecting. And then global connections. So working all over online. That's where social media comes in. So my family of knitters is all over the world now, and then changing times. So that's why we're on Zoom. Not right now. So that's it in a nutshell. And they gave me a half hour, and then they gave me an hour. So that scares me. Like, do they know that I can just yap away about myself for an hour? Because, it's kind of what I do here. But I'm excited, and while I was doing it, so I had my scattered notes from when I did it for the Guild, and I typed them all down. I typed them all in just to save them because I had them on those big pieces of paper like you have in classrooms on the easel. So I typed them all in to save them. But I try to do a timeline under each of those categories, but it's so interconnected that I'm going to just try really hard to stay on topic. And then today, when I was supposed to be editing, and I did do some editing today, by the way, so good girl. I was like, I wonder if they want visuals. Like I was already planning on holding up a couple things, but it's an hour now. So I've just started learning how to use Keynote. I don't have PowerPoint, but I have Keynote, and I've made some slides. So now all I want to do is sit here and make all the slides. So we'll see. I don't know how to do the slides once I make the slides, but so I'm excited about learning something new. I'm excited that Elaine thinks that the story is interesting enough to tell, and because it's kind of been an interesting life. And it's, and I'm realizing like I just turned 60, and so, I'm not dead yet, but I just turned 60. So like this is more of the over the hill over the hill. This is more over the hill is what it is. So I'm like thinking about all the places I've been and how I got there and all the people along the way. And so there you go. So if I keep talking for an hour, then there you go. You'll have my whole thing. But so that's exciting. That just happened. So that's on the website at Stitches Events for the June event that I'm doing that. I don't know if there's something to click on. I sent them some pictures. I don't know what they're going to do with it. Yeah, thank you, Nathania. I hope so. Somebody's going to have to keep me on something. Yeah, just on task, I guess. So that's happening this coming weekend. And I'm also, so that's me teaching and presenting. And then I'm also signed up for a conference, a totally separate conference, all on Zoom, that started yesterday and goes through Sunday, which I can't attend, even though it's all on Zoom because I'm busy doing all these other things. So, and that's mostly taped, so I'm just going to have to do that later. But so I'm like double booked for conferences this weekend. It's good. So of course my plates that are spinning are like teetering, but I think I'm okay. So today I'm just doing the things. I did some editing, started making the slides wasn't on my list, but it was really, once I started, I was like, oh, this is fun. I want to do this more often. So look out, world. I don't know how to show anybody the slides or how to make them go from slide to slide. I just know how to make the slides at this point. My friend Jenny has beautiful PowerPoint presentations she uses when she teaches, so or presents anyway. Yeah. July, Fiber World, that's still coming up. I got my kit. I got my kit for the, so I'm teaching, I don't remember, a crochet granny square class, knit ripples, you know, feather and fan. And some more classes. I'm blanking, but I'm taking 2 classes, and I think one of them is crocheting with beads, because I don't know how to crochet with beads. It might be something fun. It's with Mary Beth Temple, who's a friend of mine, so I'll get to see her. And then I signed up for, I know I've said this before, I signed up for rug hooking. I'm excited about rug hooking, and I thought I was excited about rug hooking partially because that's what Woven Art, the shop where I work now, because that's what they got in and started selling, but no, they have punch needle, and this is rug hooking, and neither of those are latch hooks, so I have no idea. But I have my kit, so it involves a, that's kind of cool. It involves one of these, a hoop that was an inch thick, so like your ordinary old little tiny embroidery hoops apparently aren't good enough, and that's like this big. It had to be that big and that thick, so I ordered that. And then I ordered a kit. I don't think I've shown you this yet. I haven't opened it. That's a bumblebee. I mean, duh, but I chose the bumblebee. I think I told you, and I don't know, didn't show you, but it's cute. And it uses strips of fabric that are cut in 1/4 inch lengths. And then this, hey, let's open it. I know, let's open it and find out what the hell's in there. Romper room mirror. What? Oh, the hoop. Oh, I'm pretty sure I used to watch Romper Room, but I don't really remember that. Huh. I love the Blast from the Past. 2 of you said that. Okay. Ooh. All right. So it's got fabric, and she oh my gosh, it's so soft. Can I just play with this? She hand paints or draws each kit. So there's my bumblebee that she drew for me. She must have freight checked it. It's kind of sticky on the sides. There's my bumblebee. Whoop, whoop, whoop. H. Perry. Haley Perry, I think is her name. And the studio is Loop by Loop. Nope, yep, Loop by Loop. It looks like Bop by Bop right now. And then I'm looking for the hook thingy, which I know is in here. So it is a hook. Whoops. So if it's a hook, why is it rug punch? No, wait, this is rug hooking. What the hell? This is rug hooking. It has a hook, like a crochet hook. Whoops. See? Feels like it should point that way. So the rug punch. Oh, I'm losing my voice. The rug punch was, I don't remember that. Maybe I was creeped out by Romper Room. I don't remember. I was a Mr. Rogers girl myself. The rug punching at Woven Art has a thing that looks like that, a tool. Now I lost it again. I don't know where it went. It's in this bag. But it has, the metal part has like it's hollow and you put the yarn through it. And then it has a thing that you punch through the fabric. I have no idea how that works. So I thought I was going to learn how that works by signing up for this class. But now I'll learn about rug hooking. I can't even remember what it's called. And I'm excited. And then Stitches, by the way, this weekend has a rug hook. Maybe it's July. No, I think it's June. Has a rug hooking teacher, a different rug hook teacher. Still not punch needle or latch hook. Life is hard right now. Yeah, punch is worked from the back. Hooking is worked from the front. Well, that makes more sense. Huh. Thank you, Debbie. Punch is worked from the back. Okay. And I think latch hook is the thing where you had little lengths of yarn that people did before, and maybe still do. Um, yeah. So, how am I doing? So, stitches this weekend. Um, July. July is Fiber World. I don't think I can talk about July stitches yet. I don't even know. Latch hook. Thank you. Um, I don't know what I can talk about yet. And just, it rained today. That was nice. Um, I'll start talking about my projects because I know what's going on with my projects. I feel like there's something major that I'm forgetting to tell you about, but who knows what the hell that is. I When last we met, now I know what we were talking about. I had discovered that I had used the wrong size needle for the Elton sweater. I don't have it printed out for the Elton sweater, and this is stay caught up, try and keep up. Wow, I've been drinking caffeine all day long. I might have gone over my limit there. So I had not swatched because it has a gazillion inches of ease, and I figured, a couple inches here and there on either side of gazillion is still going to fit just fine. So I didn't swatch, and I understand Nathania didn't swatch either, although she didn't send me a picture of hers, so I don't know what it looks like, but I'm not the only one who didn't swatch. And I admitted that I didn't swatch, but after the fact. So I got done with the body. It's top down. Got done with the body. All I had to do was the little border, and then the little sleeves. I have little stovepipe, I guess, sleeves, little round sleeves. And because it's supposed to have so much ease, that the shoulders are way down here, so there's hardly any sleeves. And it's okay, Nathania. She's sorry she forgot to send me the picture of her sweater, her Elton that she's working on. So I got done top down to the bottom, and I at that point, and I had it on like a 40-inch needle, and I could put my arms through the armholes and try it on, and I'm like, I don't know, this is kind of snug. And the whole time I was knitting it, I was thinking that the fabric was a little. I wasn't really happy with the fabric. I thought it was my yarn choice. That maybe because I chose the Quince and Company Tern that's very tightly plied, and I think I decided it was denser than most sock yarns, and I was like, I don't know if I should have picked this, but the color was really pretty. So I got done, except for the half-inch of border, and thought it looked a little scary. So I swatched. So since I saw you last, now we're caught up. So since I saw you last, I swatched. And I swatched using the needle that I used for the body, which is the US 2.5. Now the pattern calls for a 2.5 US and a 4 US. 2.5 US, for those who are confused, is an Addi Turbo 3 US, which is not a 3 US, it's a 2.5 US. Because Addi has their own conversion factor between US and Addi sizes. Millimeter. Metric. That's the word. Which is fine. So this is my swatch I made after I knit the whole damn sweater. And I blocked it. And it's beautiful. And it's soft. And I measured it. And there's no way in hell that the sweater is going to fit. It's going to have not enough ease. I don't know what size it's going to end up being, but it's not going to be the size I want it to be. So this, even though it's beautiful, it has a fuzzy on it. And I'm like, okay, I need to swatch again with a bigger needle. Let's swatch before we just randomly pick another needle size. So in a parallel story, and I'll get back to this swatch, in a parallel story, as one does when one has too many things going on in their life, I started another sweater. I started this sweater. Oh, over here, Sarah. Let's see. It's by Bonne-Marie Burns of Chic Knits. It's from 2014, 2011. It's from 2011. Back in the day when we blogged before we Facebooked, she was one of the blogs that I followed. And she lived in downtown Chicago at the time. And so I just imagined that all the cool pictures are somewhere in downtown Chicago. So this is one of her patterns, and it's a lace pattern, but it's done with a DK weight yarn, and it's bottom up, no seams. Of course, I started a new project. Yeah. So there, Bon Marie's getting some love over there. Oh, side story. You ready? Remind me that I was talking about this pattern. A number of years ago, I was trying to figure out, I wanted the perfect pair of boots. I didn't have any of my boots yet, believe it or not, because I have boots. And I was trying to find the perfect pair of boots. I don't want stylish boots. I don't want boots that are going to, the fake leather is going to tear. I don't want boots that are spiked heels. I wanted boots. Damn it. And one year, many years ago, Bon Marie blogged that she was, I'm pretty sure it was blog. I don't think it was Facebook. At the, I don't know, Maryland Sheep and Wool, Rhinebeck, one of those things that I've never been to. And she had a picture, and it was muddy. It was raining and muddy. I think maybe that's the thing. And there was a picture of her, and she was wearing these boots. She was, I think, behind a vehicle, and she's wearing these boots, and she's like, "Thank God for my boots," or something. She didn't say "Thank God for my boots," but something. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" And so I don't really know Bon Marie. I guess I've met her because she knows who I am, but I don't know why. I mean, it's not like people know who I am. I think I've talked to her at TNNA, the trade show that used to exist that doesn't anymore. I contacted her about a pattern once, but anyway, I emailed her, or whatever you do, blog. I commented, and I said, "Oh my gosh, those are the boots I've been looking for." And so they were, I'll yell it out later. They're Harley Davidson boots, and I don't remember the name of them. But however many years ago that was, I went out and bought the boots, and I still wear them to this day, and they are the boots that I was looking for. Of course, until I went to Nashville and got my cowboy boots. No, those are the boots that I was looking for, but I wear both of those pairs of boots. And then I have another pair of cowboy boots that one of our knitting customers gave me, yarn shop customers, because she had split issues and can't wear them anymore. And oh, by the way, those are my size. So now I have 3 pairs of boots. And that doesn't count the Skechers. Yeah, from back in the day. So now I have boots. Okay, Bon Marie. So that's where my Harley boot idea came from. And so we're back to her pattern. It's called Derek a Kane. I'm rich in boots. Yes, I am. I love my boots. Derek Kane, which I've decided is a takeoff on Erica Kane. Wasn't she the soap opera character played by Susan Lucci? You can correct me if I'm wrong. I made that up. But why, I don't know why she called it Derek Kane. But that's okay. I don't need to know that. And I picked out yarn. Just get to the sweater, Sarah. I picked out yarn at the yarn store, even though I probably had yarn here, because there's yarn. And it's oh yeah, I remember the point of the story. And I swatched before I knit the sweater, because oops. Oh crap. Oh no, it's right here. Bag number 532. So I swatched. There we go. All right, so let's just recap. The boots, Nathania? Or the fact that she knows who I am. She says, I remember her mentioning something about it, maybe on her blog, maybe in person. So back to this. So this pattern calls for, oh, I didn't even tell you this part. Okay, this pattern calls for size 2.5 US and 4 US. And when I got done and looked at the needle I was using and measured it, it's a size 2.5 US. So I'm like, why the hell did I use a smaller needle? And in retrospect, I probably oh, okay, I can look that up. She thinks that Bon Marie mentioned Erica Kane on her blog at some point, so I can go look that up. People still have blogs. I don't have a blog anymore. Now I have you guys. Because I'm a loose knitter, I often go down 2 needle sizes, which is a lie. It's not really 2 needle sizes. It's like 0.75 millimeters, I figured out. I know I've mentioned this before. So if a pattern calls for a 7 for worsted weight yarn to get 5 stitches to the end, I'll use a 5, and I'll get 5 stitches to the end for the same yarn. That's a 0.75 millimeter difference. And so I was wondering, like in retrospect, after knitting the whole damn sweater on the size 2.5 needles, if maybe I don't remember now what that difference is. If it's 0.75, it might be, and maybe I just assumed and went down and used that size needle, which coincidentally was the same needle as the pattern called for the smaller size. Wow, this is a long story. So for this one, so we're still like going to swatch again with that one. I'm holding off on that. So this is my new yarn. It's brown again. This is my second brown sweater that I have not finished. Oops. Could you tell it was upside down? This is from, it's brown, but look, I can wear this. It's brown, and it's called Spooky Stars. Spooky Stars. It's from Madeline Tosh. Here, look, it looks like this a lot. It's Madeline Tosh Sport. So it's not a DK weight, because why would I use the right weight of yarn, for crying out loud? I don't do anything I'm told. So Madeline, and I'm not sure I've made a sweater with Madeline Tosh yet. I could be wrong, but it's beautiful, and it's very tightly plied, and it's just beautiful. So it's called Spooky Stars. Yep. And I bought enough to make the sweater. So there you go. I know, Matt. I don't know if you saw the first brown sweater that is not done. But that color is Paul Newman, so I had to use it. It's like a gray brown. So this pattern calls for, please hold, this pattern, Derek Kane, calls for a size 5 and a 7. So therefore, I think that I should swatch on a 5 because that's 2 sizes down from a 7. You with me? Whoops, I'm not. I just lost my picture. There I am. Because it's 2 sizes down from a 7, so I should use a 5. And so I didn't have a 5 available, so I went with a 6. Because, you know, swatching. Did I mention I'm teaching a class on swatching? 2 classes, really. So I went with a 6. But instead of making this swatch, I made this swatch on the 6. Because I've got so many things going on, I got messed up. So instead of swatching with the 4 that I meant to swatch with, I swatched with the 6. So I went the other direction. 2 needle sizes, because I'm not very bright, apparently. And I hit gauge perfectly. So, thank you, universe. It's washed and blocked. It's beautiful. It's so drapey, and I hit gauge perfectly. So I'm going to use a 6 instead of a 4 or a 2.5. And this sweater no longer exists. It's all been torn out. Waiting for me to start it again, but like, holy crap. Yeah, so I almost said the F word, but you know, who cares? Messed up with the second swatch, but it worked just fine. Yeah, I know. Fran says, not sure this talk is building confidence in your swatching and fabric classes. And I will also say I don't think it's building confidence in me sticking to a topic for an hour for stitches for the presentation, but we'll see. So anyway, I have no idea did I use a 6 for this one then, finally? I don't think I did. Is it going to tell me what size it is? Oh, I think it is a 6, because now I have my interchangeables up, so I ran out of 6s too. Would be nice if I had a stitch gauge. What are they called? A ruler. No, a needle gauge. That's what I mean. Yeah, so I have no idea. There are needles in this project. Oh, did you want to see the project? Because I started it, of course. I can't. So here we go. And I just, you know, I was in the mood for all the sparkly things. So there you go. I'm 1 repeat down, or up, as the case may be. I did look how beautiful that ribbing looks. I don't rib that well. And this yarn is just so nicely, I think it's because it's tightly plot. I mean, look at that. Look at that. It's like beautiful. So it's knitting a beautiful sweater. I'm just the messenger or something. I don't know. I'm just the mechanic. Yeah, isn't that pretty? So it's heavier than I thought it would be, which is fine because I picked a dense yarn, duh. And yep, so that's underway. But it's not easy knitting because I have to follow the lace, which is why I put the stitch markers in. Like that's going to help. And then all the hints that I tell you to do, like I'm trying them all. This is interesting. Look, this is literally an inch bigger in both directions. The new swatch, the new swatch from the old swatch. So 2 needle sizes up instead of 2 needle sizes down. So those are 4 needle sizes apart. Look, that one's bigger. No, wait, that one's bigger. I don't know. Yeah, way different. So that mystery has been solved or something anyway. At least I can move forward with that. And then, yeah, I bought more yarn after that. Did I get a sweater's worth? I decided, oh yeah. So in a related story, I'm not teaching classes right now at Sarah Peaslee Hand Knitter because I can't wrap my head around what I'm doing. So I had my I had 2 classes on my schedule, my Sarah Peaslee Hand Knitter schedule, and they're still out there. And my website has been revamped, the first wave of revamping, so it's more streamlined than it was. And the two classes are there, but you can't sign up for them right now. And I don't remember what the one was. Is it my mistakes class? I think. God, see, I have no linear thing in my head at all. It's that yarn barf that you pull out of the middle of the ball. That's what's going on in my head right now. And then my drop shoulder summery sweater. I hadn't decided what yarn I wanted to use. And then I decided there's a really pretty blue silken linen I'm going to go with blend at the shop, but the inspiration garment is the exact same color, so that's not going to happen. Why make the same color when the originals, I could still wear that. So then I decided I would go with linen and not make everybody, but suggest that you could, through swatching the linen, you could learn about how fiber changes and how beautiful linen can be, because, you know, swatching. And then I was putting some yarn away at the shop, as one does, and I fell in love with, so I didn't start this one yet, so phew. But let me pull out my 4 colors that I bought. Nope, that's the same color. Claire's was that's the same color too. How many did I buy? Okay, there's 2 more. There's 1 more somewhere. And I'm digging underneath the other yarn that I bought, but I'm not going to admit to. I might have a problem this month. So we have bamboo pop at the shop. All right, over here and then twist. It's $9.50 a ball. It's $9.50 a ball, and there's 292 yards. And we have some. Oh, I got really dark. Ooh. There's some samples at the shop knit up with bamboo pop, and they hardly use any balls of yarn because there's so much yardage, and they're so drapey. And it was not the drape I was looking for this garment, but I thought that could be really pretty, and it's not what I was planning on, and I don't have anything like it in my wardrobe. So I decided to go with bamboo pop, and then of course I went with 4 colors because why not? So the main color is going to be black because I want it to go with things that I have, and then oh look, gray and black. And that was going to be it. And I was all excited. And then I thought, but wait, I like this color too. And this ball exploded, so it's kind of messy, but look at that. So I don't know how it's going to happen. It'll be mostly black. And then second mostly medium gray. And then I don't know what's happening with the light gray and the green. It would involve swatching, and we all know how well I swatch. you know, I'm able to teach classes on these things. I'm just trying to do too many things at once, I think. I I don't think, I know. And it's okay because I'm happy. I'm doing it because it makes me happy. So I am really playing with color these days. It's the new me. Oh, also, whoops, there's that green. I love that green. Um, yeah, green is the new blue, which is the new purple or something. So I'm excited about, like, I want to knit all the things. I also have some knitting for hire I should never have said yes to that I'm way far behind on, and then I'm editing and teaching and working at the shop. So I'm just trying to, and I'm enjoying all of it. I've been working on getting rid of the stuff that I don't like, and noticed that all the knitting stuff is still here. um, the other yarn I bought was for a crochet blanket because I'm having fun learning to crochet, and I am teaching a crochet class in July at Fiber World because I'm also editing crochet patterns. Thank you, Edie and Mary Beth and Myra. Myra? Did we do a crochet one with Myra? There was a third person. I don't know. Yeah, Diane says I could not work in a yarn store without wanting at least one of each. I was doing really well for like 5 years, and then a few months ago, or maybe a little bit longer than that, I just started buying all the yarn. It's it makes me happy. So so my classes, Sarah Peasley Hand Knitter classes, are on hold right now because I need to figure out what the hell I'm doing before I throw all these classes onto my schedule when I'm already whirling around. So putting those on hold while I focus on teaching at Stitches and Fiber World and working at the shop and doing the editing to get caught up with that. So, and that's what we're going to talk about on Saturday with Finding Connection, the Sarah Peasley story. Haha. That's all I got for you today. I think that was more than enough. My stories are just not linear. And I don't know, every time I do this, after it's done, I watch it. Me and Clara and I, we watch it, and it's, not as much of a train wreck as I think it is when it's happening, but Saturday will be interesting trying to, I think the slides, if I can do slides, that'll help. So it'll be fun to learn a new thing. So I am done. I will see you probably next Monday if I survive my overbooked weekend. It's all good stuff. It's a day at a time. I can walk the dog. I'm going to eat my food, and I'm going to do all the things. So thanks for being here. I love you all, and I will see you later. If I can figure out how to end this, which I can't. Oh, there it is.